You ever just you actually I don't know. A lot of you I don't think are actual YouTubers making content. But have you ever just been like to the point that you want to make videos for people but you've got nothing? Or that's been me lately. I've got nothing. I got a fat belly. Here we go. I just realized I'm almost as big as Boogie currently is. Jesus Christ. Definitely as big as Richard Masucci. Definitely. I kind of look like Richard Masucci a little bit. Wow. For those who don't know who Richard Masucci is, that's Review Tech USA. I'm looking at myself in the camera going, good God, look at that belly. I have no shame in my fat belly. It just made a noise. But yeah, have you ever just, to those who are creative, have you ever just kind of stopped doing things because you just don't know what to do anymore? Be it recording things, be it drawing, be it animation, be it music, whatever you create, whatever you do you ever just get to a point where you just don't know what to do, so you stop doing anything? That's been me for the past few days. It's like it's not that there's no motivation, it's just I don't know what to make a video on. I don't know what kind of content to make. Um I do need to go ahead and announce this now. Live streams are going away for a while. They're going away. I've been having to do the live streams by way of my smartphone, but I'm fixing to cut my smartphone plan down extremely low. Okay. It's fixing to get knocked down to a measly, like, I think maybe 5 gigabytes. It's not going to be enough to live stream. It would be maybe a once a month live stream, I guess, maybe. I don't know. It just wouldn't be enough. I'm fixing to go down to a cheap plan. I'm having trouble now. Just, I know you shouldn't talk about expenses. I get it. I mean, I know. I understand. But the reason I'm going over the expenses issue is because I'm desperately trying to get money together so I can finish doing what I'm trying to do for my satellite and everything. I got to get it up really high, and since I kind of I'm not getting donations anymore, and God, you see, I even consciously I realize I kind of sound like Philip Burnell, I'm not begging and I'm not telling people they have to give me a damn thing. But what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to figure out a way to save up money, okay, so I can finish doing what I have to do, and that's putting my dish up someplace very high to where it can get a very good signal. All right? That way I can do live streams more with my satellite. Am I making sense now? And the other thing is, I won't be able to even, I mean, I don't even know if I'll be able to do it until I'm residential. I'm still, best effort, as they call it on Starlink. I'm still best effort. And so my speeds fluctuate and are a bit unstable. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I wanted to talk about that a bit here. I'm talking about whatever comes to mind. Um, but I know that after several days of not posting something, I do tend to see my subscribers kind of drop off, and I'm desperately trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm desperately trying to get there. Once I get there, then I can do more. There's just stuff I can't do with my channel right now. There's stuff you're not allowed to do because you have to have a certain amount of subscribers, certain amount of views, so on and so forth. Um, I think I've more than covered the views on my channel. I think I just haven't gotten the subscriptions. But I want to be able to just do more, and I can't do more when I'm dealing with my internet like it is. So yeah, at the risk of sounding like Philip Burnell, DSP, old DSP Derpy Derp. Yeah, I'm trying to get up the money for that. I desperately want my YouTube to become a thing that can generate money for me because I don't want to be on Social Security anymore. I don't like that I'm disabled and I don't like that I have to walk around with a damn cane. my cane fall over someplace? Where'd I put my cane? Oh, it's over there. Okay. But what was I saying? Yeah. I don't want to irritate any of you. No one has to do anything, okay? It's appreciated, okay? I am not Mr. I'm not Philip Burnell. I'm not one of those people. I mean, I try not to be. I try not to I don't think I snap at people when I'm doing a live stream. I think I'm extremely friendly. So, at least I got that covered. I'm desperately trying to avoid being Philip Burnell, and but then again, it kind of works for him, doesn't it? Sometimes. Actually, I think it's slowly starting to not work for him. Last time I checked, I think Mr. Burnell is slowly starting to do something. Let me try something real quick. Just hold tight for me. I want to see how much better you can hear me without this thing muffling it. You probably hear more noise, more sound from people. But I'm not right up on it talking, and I'm not putting a bunch of P's in there right up on the mic, right up on the mic. So I figured I would just take this off and stick it there. You know, it's funny. You can kind of see inside it. The speaker is just this little thing up inside right here. It's inside. I don't know if you can see it, but it's all hollow. This thing right here is hollow with a little thing that's inside. You can see the speaker, and it goes down and it connects to whatever wizardry is all up in here. Isn't Wizardry a game? Wizardry. Yeah. It's a game series. Long running game series. Yeah. Anyhow, what was I saying? What was I doing? How am I going? Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah. Um. Like I said, wanted to do a video. Didn't know what to talk about. I'm talking about whatever. So it's a rambling video. It's a rant video. It's just me talking about things, whatever comes to mind. Recently I dealt with something on Twitter. Twitter is a cesspool. It's never going to change. It's never going to get any better. But it's not great. So I went on I'm always on Twitter, and you can follow me over there, by the way. If you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is my Twitter is at Smooth D's Nuts. Currently, that's my thing. Yeah, capital SMOOTH, capital D S, capital N, and then UTS. All together, no spaces. I am Smooth D's Nuts right now, and it's my face, my ugly mug in the avatar, and it has my display name as Mike McGoofnut. So if you want to follow me over Twitter, you can definitely follow me over there. I kind of get a little crazy, but what was I saying? So what was I saying? So I deal with people doing stupid things. This is a person who works for what is that company called? I can't remember. They do Minecraft. I can't remember. Mojang. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Mojang. Because you say it like you're from Sweden. You say it like you're from Sweden. It's not Mojang, it's Mojang. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. Joppa. I can't remember his first name, but his last name's Joppa. So there's people that do like he did to me, okay? And I don't know if any of you will ever experience it, but it's that thing where you respond to a rant that somebody's going off and doing on Twitter, and you talk about very specifically something, and instead of responding directly to you, they just keep going with their rant and they bring it up because they're adding comment after comment after comment after comment after comment of their own to it as a list because they're just continuing their thought. And so after I said something to them, then they decided to twist it, by the way, and use it for ammo. Instead of talking to me directly, they acted like a child and basically tried to call me out without calling me out. and tried to correct me, and it was basically directed at me without saying my name. And I hate that shit. It's very childish. If you had an issue with what I said, talk to me directly, respond to me directly, make your case, make your argument. That's what adults do. And this jackass didn't do that. This jackass basically just, he's a jackass. I don't know his first name. I just know I think his last name's like Jappa, Jappa. If you're seeing this, dude, grow up. Grow the hell up and have discussions with people. Okay, you don't get to just keep going like that and not have people question it. Okay? I thought I was very civilized with what I said, and then you tried to make it out as me trying to he tried to make it out like that was a gotcha moment. He was complaining about games that bring in crossover stuff, crossover material. Minecraft is like the king of crossover material because they literally have like a okay, so here's Bedrock, and you can buy these special like Pac-Man related stuff and Steven Universe and Sonic and whatnot, and it's not in main Minecraft. It's like they use the engine, I guess, and they do like a crossover promotion thing, and you can buy the DLC. They did this on the Switch, I think, with Mario. It was only on the Switch. It was on the Wii U and the Switch as DLC, right? So I wasn't trying to call this idiot out on the subject. I was just questioning it. A good person questions it. What is it? Trying to understand a person's point of view on things. I was very civilized. And when somebody turns around and basically they responded without responding to me and didn't bring up my name, and it's not a notoriety thing. I don't give a fuck who knows me. All right, it's not that. It's not a popularity thing. It's not that. It's just I think it's more dignified, civilized, and I think it's just the right thing to respond directly to someone when you have a grievance with what they had to say. If you have a disagreement, a grievance, and you're like, let's open a dialogue, let's talk. And instead of opening a dialogue and having a conversation about it, he basically just turned into a jackass. I don't have the quote, I have since blocked him. But to everybody else on Twitter, if you're one of these people, and it's not the same as like some people will literally quote what you said and repost it with their response. That's totally different. Like if they had done that, I would have still saw it. I still would have responded to it. I mean, I seen what this person was saying anyways. I followed them. All right. So it's just very, very, very asinine. Okay. You call somebody out without directly mentioning them, you should have the decency to talk to them directly. I deal with this kind of crazy shit on Twitter on a daily basis. There's always somebody being a jackass. You have an opinion, and they don't like your opinion. Somebody doesn't like your opinion, they will retaliate. I remember talking, what was it I was talking about one day? I talked about, what was it? It was game related. Oh, I don't like when people make pixel art and they do a lot of dithering. Or it's not really, it's only dithering if you're on a CRT. Then it becomes dithering, but it's that checker effect. And I basically just expressed how I didn't like the checker effect. I got lambasted by a bunch of random people just for having that opinion. So why is it that opinions are? There was another thing that happened the other day. Somebody made some music. Another person posted the music, and I didn't. I said my opinion on the music, and it was I don't like that one chip tone that gargles. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was very popular in Europe. That like it's just pulsing. It's I can't do it any better than that, but it just sounds like it's just repeating at different pitches instead of having, flow. I don't know how else to explain it. I think it was popular maybe on the ZX Spectrum, whatever. I think maybe, and I know it's popular in Europe on computers over there. I am not a fan of it. I think it sounds dreadful. Okay? Dreadful. But that's just an opinion. That's not a personal attack on you. I had an opinion. So this other guy comes up and he just basically just snaps back at me for having that opinion. It's like, what is Twitter for if it's not for opinions? Clearly, it's not for opinions because everybody snaps back at you when they don't like what you have to say. What the fuck has happened? I don't understand this logic. Maybe I was just raised better. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I got my ass beat enough to know better. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. But it's just this is a continuous thing that happens on Twitter. I've come to the realization you can't have an opinion. You cannot have an opinion. You just can't. People won't be civilized about it. You have an opinion, they won't talk to you about it. They'll either insult you or they'll pull some asinine childish bullshit. It is ridiculous. And I think it's because a lot of them are younger. The kind of shit that they're pulling, I would have got my ass whooped as a kid for doing. All right. And I certainly wouldn't grow up as an adult doing it. It's like it's complete bullshit. It's wrong. But anyhow, so that's that little topic I wanted to talk about. Like I said, sometimes I get to look and I'm like, when's the last time I did a video? Oh right, I did that Nintendo's direct reaction sort of thing. And I was going to talk about what went on, but it wouldn't have made for a very good video. Bottom line, the only thing I really was excited about was Metroid Prime Remastered and the handhelds coming to the old handheld games coming to the Switch. Here's where I will mention this. Nintendo kind of cocked up Game Boy and Game Boy Color. They cocked it up. Game Boy Advance games look great. They're vibrant, they're very colorful, they look great. Game Boy Color games look washed out. It's intentional. Like they could do better. Like I've done better. Like there's emulators that can do better. They have the option for very vibrant colors. For some reason Nintendo chose this weird washed out color look. I'm like, why does this look so washed out? This isn't how it looked before. Like I had a Game Boy Color with the right lighting, the colors were very pop. They popped. They were very vibrant. So I'm trying to figure out why Nintendo went with this very washed out look for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. So bizarre. Game Boy Advance games, again, they look great. They look very, very good. It's bizarre how good they look. It's like they have Super Mario Advance 4 Super Mario Brothers 3 on there. It doesn't look like the Game Boy Advance game. Like in fact, all the sprite work and the colors and everything look like Super Nintendo Super Mario All-Star Super Mario Brothers 3 instead of that weird washed out or not very vibrant, unusual color palettes that they were using. It's not there. It's almost like they hacked it and tried to fix up the color a bit. I don't know. Um, like I said, Game Boy Advance games look great. Game Boy Color games look blah. And it's funny because Game Boy Color games aren't in their own section. They're Game Boy. They're all part of the same section. So anything that was released for the Game Boy or the Game Boy Color are both just under the Game Boy thing. Game Boy Advance is its own thing, which whatever. They did it intentionally. They could have made Game Boy Advance underneath Game Boy because the Game Boy Advance played Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. They could have just had the Game Boy section be Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. They didn't do that, and I know why they didn't do that. Cha-ching! It's because separating Game Boy Advance and sticking it underneath that higher tier means they're making money off of that. I'm trying to figure out why Nintendo is so obsessed with making profit off of their old games. Like these are old fucking games. I think a lot of people. I can't really speak for others, but personally, I would prefer if they tried doing what the other companies do. I think you know what I'm talking about. What is it that other companies keep doing? They have like new games or whatnot. Nintendo, you could have like free, with the subscription, prescription, subscription. You could play a couple of indie games that are could be free for or whatever to people who subscribe to your thing. It doesn't have to be these damn just this emulated stuff. And your online infrastructure is terrible. I've tried playing stuff online with people. It is bad, especially if somebody comes in with a subpar connection. It drags everybody down. It makes the experience fucking awful. It doesn't. It seems to me like they don't have anything in place to kick the person with the weakest link off of it. Okay, if your connection isn't quite up to par with everybody else's connection and it's dragging everybody else down, you need to be matched up with somebody with a connection that's on par with yours. There's nothing in Nintendo's system that does that. The fact that we're having to now pay for something that used to be free with Nintendo is ridiculous. Hell, this kind of thing is still free on Steam, on PC and Steam. Like, I have games I can play online without paying a monthly fee to Steam and Valve. I don't have to do that. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, I thought I didn't have much to say, but I had that to say. But like most of the games that they were showing off, I was so you saw the video. I think a lot of you saw the video. I was bored. I was so bored. I wanted to fall asleep at one point. A lot of what they showed off just didn't appeal to me. I didn't care. I understood why though. Okay, so a lot of the games they were showing were from number one third-party developers. It's not from Nintendo. I went back and watched Richard Masucci review Tech USA. He looked at them, right? And I watched him respond to it, and he was just like, "This ain't in Nintendo, and this isn't what you had. This is so different from." And I'm sitting here going, "These are Japanese developed games. They appeal to a certain market. That's what you're gonna see." Of course, you're not going to see the AAA games from Western developers show the fuck up on this console. It's an underpowered, anemic piece of. Well, it's not really shit. It's not shit. It's not crap. It's not bad hardware. It's just old hardware. It's antiquated. It's out. It's gone. All right. Nintendo's not gonna. I don't even know when they're planning to release new hardware. I think they're waiting for the chip shortage issues. They're waiting for all of that to get sorted out. That way they can look into doing whatever it is they have to do. I don't think we're going to see a new piece of hardware from Nintendo for another year. The whole 11-year thing they had originally wanted to do that's not happening. That's not in the cards. Nintendo doesn't have that luxury. I've mentioned that before. That is a luxury Nintendo does not have. They cannot wait a total of 11 years. It has now been like 6 or 7 years now. All right. The Switch came out in 2017 for crying out loud. 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. It is now 2023. So 5, 6, almost 7 years. Almost 7. 2003 just started. Almost 7 years. Nintendo's not going to get away with anything other than that. So yeah. And I want to kind of go back to what I was talking about. The reason I'm not going to be doing live streams and everything is once I cut my phone down to the prepaid, which is really cheap, it'll give me a little extra money in my pocket. Like right now, I'm paying 200 and something damn dollars. Like I need a phone, but $122? No, no. And I can do videos and uploads. So, yeah. Anyhow, yeah, I'm done. This has been the goof. I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about. I do want to apologize that I know a lot of you subscribed and you're like, where's the content? I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't know what to do. And if I do what I want to do, I have some people that chime in. They're like, you should play this. And I won't mention names, but it's like, I don't want to play that. I don't want to play that. I need to just do what I want to do. And if it disappoints people, it disappoints people. That's the way it needs to be approached. I need to just do what I want to do. But yeah, anyhow, this has been the goof, and I'm out. I will see you in the next video. Rate, comment, and subscribe, please. Especially subscribe. I'm desperately trying to get up to 1,000. At least 1,000, you know. Anyhow, I'm out. Have a good one.